Good morning, and today we're going to do a class that includes a lot of stretching and a lot of strength training, at least for my classes. So it could be challenging for some people, and other people might think, oh, that's easy, but we want to have that foundation of strength for ourselves. We also need to be able to have flexibility. And so we'll spend a few minutes warming up, and then we'll move into the yoga aspect of the class right after that. So just start by taking a few breaths deep into the belly. Meditative breaths, feeding the nervous system, calming the nervous system. If you had to describe what the breath feels like to you, describe it to yourself silently. Let the exhale be slightly longer than the inhale. We're sitting in an easy pose, but you could also be in a chair or up on a bolster. And in this posture, we want to shift the hips forward slightly. So you just, if you're just sort of sitting there, not particularly worried about your posture, you might be slouched a little bit. But then to bring it into this meditative pose, you can see that the chest comes forward, the spine lengthens, and then you just hold that posture with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Okay, and relax the breath. Just go into a normal breathing. And now let's do our stomach circles, moving counterclockwise. Inhaling around the front, exhaling around the back. I forgot what my shirt said. Faith. I was thinking forgiveness. So have faith that your body is going to share with you when you're not on track. It's going to let you know. With some kind of discomfort or symptoms or even emotional distress, those are all signs that your body is trying to help you get back on track. And switch directions now, going clockwise, still inhaling around front, exhaling around the back. That's the one thing that you can truly count on, is your body being your best friend. Always there to tell you. You may not want to hear it. You may ignore your body. You may get mad at your body. You may think your body is betraying you. but in actuality, it is being your very best friend every day. And your body likes and responds well to exercise and strength training and stretching. It so appreciates that. Even though it may balk for a couple days afterwards, or seemingly balk. Okay, and now back to center. Just stop here and take a few moments to take a breath. It may be an involuntary breath like a heavy sigh or even a yawn. You want to give your body a moment to receive that. And now let's do our next warm up. So our hands either on our shins if we're in this posture, or on our thighs if we're sitting in a chair. And as you pull forward, like you hang on to your legs, pull your chest forward and through your arms, your elbows go back a little bit, you leverage your body forward on the inhale, and then you round it back on the exhale, and then your arms straighten, your elbows straighten. Tuck your chin a little bit and continue the back and forth. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. You could speed it up a little if you want, or slow it down. It's up to you. Everyone needs something slightly different or greatly different. Okay, and stop for a moment. Go back into a meditative posture. Let yourself have that moment of receiving and releasing. And now bring your hands up where you cup your hands, kind of overlap your hands, or you can interlace your fingers, but you want to kind of support your head in a way. Imagine that you're pressing your head into your hands and your hands into your head. And take a breath, inhale and exhale. Once you have that established, you're not going to be pulling on your head at all. So it's a push in both directions. And begin as you exhale to rotate toward the left. The inhale, rotate left. Exhale, rotate right. Squeezing your shoulder blades together, helping those hands push toward the head, but the head meets the push of the hands with equal pressure. This class is about an hour. total. Most of my classes are about an hour. I think I'm going to start recording some that leave out the warm-ups, so you do your own warm-ups and then move into the shorter recording, maybe 30 to 40 minutes. Because you may have different warm-ups that you want to do. And relax and slowly lower the arms and give yourself that moment. We want to be sure to warm up the legs today. Let's do the wide-legged posture. Nice straight legs if possible. Maybe your legs aren't as wide as mine are. Maybe they're wider. Sit up nice and tall. Again, find that alignment of the spine through lengthening it. Slightly tuck the chin a little bit. Continue to breathe. And on the next inhale, with the straight spine, lean forward with your hands in front of your legs somewhere. With each breath, after the inhale, so on the exhale, lean a little bit more forward. Maybe not very much. Tuck that chin again. And really on the inhale, you can actually come back up a little bit, but then on the exhale, go down even lower than the last time until you get to the point where you just can't move any more forward. But on each inhale, you can just come up a little, and on the exhale, go down even further than before. And let that exhale be longer than the inhale. Maybe start to push your hands out more in front of you. You can totally extend your arms out in front of you. You don't have to come all the way up on the inhale. It's just we're slowly stepping into the bigger stretch here. And with your hands walking back, allow your shoulders to rock forward and back just as you help yourself back up. And then work your legs back to a forward position. I have to take my socks off in a minute. So we'll be getting into the actual yoga postures where socks do not work. I think they are going now. Okay. So come on to all fours. Once I really get warmed up, I'll probably take my jacket off. Okay, so all fours, nice and neutral here. Actually, I meant to move up on my mat because let's extend our right leg back, curling the toes under. And on every exhale, push back your heel. Stretch it toward the wall behind you. On the inhale, come forward a little. On the exhale, the longer exhale, push that back. keep repeating that. It's a good calf stretch. It's good for your gastrocnemius. Both calf muscles. There are two main calf muscles. I really think there are just two. But I don't know. I'm not sure right now. And this straight-legged one really gets the gastrocnemius, the longer one that's on the outside of the other one. And now put that knee back down and stretch out the left leg and do the same thing on the other side. And lower that knee back down. Come up to a kneeling posture. Just take a moment to get that to feel like, okay, I'm actually upright. I'm not leaning forward. I'm not arching back. I have that balance. My hips are above my knees. My shoulders are above my hips. My head, it's like it's being pulled upward from the crown, but then I tuck my chin a little. And on the next exhale, bring the right leg forward, foot in front of the knee, and inhale. And now on the next exhale, lean forward so the knee is now above the ankle. You may have to adjust your the width of your stance. And actually, I want to ask you to put your hands on your knee, both hands, layered on top of each other, pressing forward, looking ahead and up a little bit. So really let your muscles work from within the pose. So you're pressing into both feet, that back knee, and also the front knee with your hands and your arms are straight. And think about the balance, the strength of it. The abdominals come into play. Breathe long and deep. And now switch, so bring that one foot back. Maybe find that little sigh or breath or just moment. And inhale and then exhale as you bring that leg forward. Inhale again and exhale as you lean forward into it. Straight arms, hands on the knees. Actually press your pelvis forward, but equalize your hips so they're both pointing forward equally. Tuck the chin, but looking up a little bit. Long, deep breathing. Okay, and with the strength to maintain your balance of both legs, strength of both legs, bring that one leg back and switch again, just in front this time. So not way out there, just the foot right in front. Put your hands on the knee, curl the toes in the back, and stand up. Okay, so toes pointed outward a little bit. Hands at the heart center begin to lower down into a squat. So maybe you just come this height where your hips and knees are about parallel, or you come all the way down, and if this is too much for some people, modify it by leaning your hips against the wall. They don't have to be down this far. Like do the other one where it's knees and hips are parallel. But just pressing your hands together, pressing your knees into your elbows, pressing your elbows into your knees, pressing your hands into your chest, tuck your chin, long deep breathing. Apply the Mulaband block, which is a little mini Kegel. Well, it's a Kegel, but you may want to do a mini one. If you don't know what that is, you're probably not a woman. But men can do it too. So you squeeze all the muscles around the sex organs. So you squeeze up on the anus and the front sex organ and the base of the pelvis. So you're holding that up. Long, deep breathing. Like I said, you could do a mini one. Some people really struggle to do the Mulaband lock if they haven't been practicing it. It just may hurt. It may be triggering somehow. So do what's right for you. Which means don't do it if it's really challenging. Don't do it yet. Learn more about it. Start practicing it. Or do it for like 5 seconds and let go. So as you hold it and breathe, the belly still goes in and out, but you still hold the Mulaband block. So the term lock does refer to the fact that you're actually holding some energy right now. It's like you have created a container at the base of the pelvis, and you're able to hold the energy in the lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, that we are gathering the energy. Okay, now go ahead and sit back down and just relax all that. And come into sitting up, legs extended. Sit up nice and tall. Feet are pointing up, toes are pointing toward the ceiling or coming toward you, toward your belly a little bit. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, come back up a little. Exhale longer, folding forward. Maybe your hands reach further forward. Inhale up a little. And keep working your way to where maybe you can grab your toes or your ankles. And then just maintain that stretch and breathe long and deep. Warming up is so important. Slowly allow yourself to come back up. And now let's work our way to all fours again. We're going to do our first down dog. So curl your toes under, have your hands just under your shoulders. Maybe it's really your wrists are under your shoulders because your hands out to the fingertips are reaching more like under your neck. And inhale. On the exhale, toes curled under, lift the hips and maybe you straighten the legs. If that just doesn't seem anywhere possible for you, you can keep your legs bent or a lot or a little, but you definitely want to straighten your back from your tailbone to your neck, or maybe your head, top of your head. So it's okay to start with the bent leg, maybe pump your legs. So notice if you feel like you're dumping into your shoulders. You really want to avoid that. So lengthen through your shoulders. How do you do that? You push into your hands and you use your feet and your legs and your hips to hold you up a little. So the legs are a really firm foundation, which then allows you to lengthen the neck, the spine a little bit more. Okay, and then begin to move forward with your shoulders back toward over your wrists, lower your legs back down, sit back on your heels. That was just our first down dog. Getting used to it, getting ready for it. Actually, the bent leg one is called Crouching Tiger, and you are welcome to do that whenever it fits in today during any of our down dogs. Shake your arms out a little. Come back forward. Knees are not right next to each other. Curl the toes under. Inhale. On the exhale, lift again. Push into your hands, straighten your arms, lengthen through your shoulders, squeeze your shoulder blades together, squeeze the outside of your chest at the rib cage. Use all those muscles, and then focus on maybe straightening the legs. You can again pump the legs a little, the heels. Long, deep breathing here. It's an active posture, but it's also a relaxing posture when you can do it more comfortably, when you're more used to it. Okay, so while we're here, keeping your hips equal and both hip bones facing the mat, slowly raise your right leg up. Lengthen again through your shoulders. Breathe. Slowly bend the knee, lower that back down. And switch legs, bring the other one up. Both hip bones facing the mat equally. Start to bend that knee, the left knee, lower the foot back down, lower the knees back down, sit back on your heels, shake out the arms. I like this movement. This is good for clearing energy. Could be done in any direction. Take a moment. Come back to all fours. Curl the toes under. On the exhale, lift the hips. Press into the hands, straighten the spine, lengthen the spine. Straighten the legs if possible. Come up on your tippy toes. Maintain the posture though. Again, raise the right foot up on your tippy toes, lengthening your arms, your spine. Bend the right knee, lower the leg, and now do the other side. Up on your right ball of the foot. Lower, bend the knee lower, and lower both knees, and sit back. If it's hard on your wrists, the more you can take the bend out of your wrists in the posture. So this, with all our weight on it, on our wrists, would be much harder than all our weight or lots of our weight when the angle is more like this. Go ahead and widen your knees to the edges of the mat. Your toes are still touching. Come down into a child's pose. And come back up onto all fours. This time we're going to do dolphin pose, which is like a down dog, but our arms are different. Okay, so what we're going to do is hands together, clasp your hands. Your elbows are still kind of where they would be if you were on all fours at that width. Your knees haven't really moved yet. Curl your toes under. Inhale. And as we exhale, we lift the hips and see about straightening the legs, but same with pushing into the hands. In down dog, push into the elbows. Moving your chest closer to your legs. Keep going. Stay there, I mean. Oh.
Powering on. Welcome to Alltech Lansing.
Okay. And lower back down. And sit back. again. First come to all fours. Lower the elbows down where the hands were. Clasp your hands together. Curl your toes under. Inhale. And lift. On the exhale. Press into the forearms. Straighten the legs. Come up on your balls of your feet. Raise your right leg. Both hips are focused toward the mat. Really use the strength through your armpits and the sides of your rib cage. Squeeze your buttocks, holding that leg up. Bend that knee, lower that foot. Lower both knees. And sit up. Take the break. Do something with your arms. Shoulder rolls, forward or backward. Okay, back to all fours. Come down into dolphin arms. Curl the toes under. Exhale on the way up. Get settled in that and make sure your posture is good, and then on the exhale, lift your leg in the back. On the left, I mean. Squeezing the shoulder blades, the armpits, the anterior serratus, the sides of your ribs. Bend the knee, lower that leg, and sit up. The Reiki energy is flowing through my classes, so just know that we're tuned in together, and if you have some emotional healing to do, that can rise to the surface during these classes and be released. Back to dolphin arms. Toes curled under. As you exhale, raise your hips. Find your posture here. Use the strength of your abdominals and all around your hips and your legs. Now without bending your leg much here, meaning you have to move from the hip, the right hip, lift your leg while it's straight and move it up a little bit. Lift the left leg while it's straight and move it up a little bit. Now move up as far as you can without falling over, bringing your feet closer to your elbows. Maintaining that strength through your back. And now work your feet back. You can just sort of wiggle them back. Lower your knees. And sit up. Did you notice that one was really warming? So we're warming up more and more, but then all of a sudden we get to one posture and it's like, ooh, this one really takes more strength. You never want to experience a sharp pain during yoga, so if it's challenging, that's one thing, but if all of a sudden it's like too much, it's too much. So, be sure to back up. I know that this posture, the dolphin arms, are a little hard on the forearms, like pressing so hard into the mat. You almost feel like you get a little bit of rug burn. So it depends. It helps to have, like I have a cotton shirt on right now, because even my mat is bumpy. Anyway, just know that it might be a little bit challenging. Okay, so let's do that one again. And that's the one where we're inching our straight legs like a zombie, can't bend their legs, moving the legs closer to the elbows with each step. The balance at the arms doesn't change, so you have to work it. You have to find how to keep it in the same posture. And then once you get to your limit, just hold and breathe. And then lower your knees. And come on back up. Okay, we're not doing that one again. Come back to all fours. But this is going to be similar, but not on the dolphin arms. Toes curled under. On the exhale, raise up into down dog. Find your best down dog. While you're here, just do a little swaying side to side. So you're getting a little twisting action through the spine. Hips are going side to side. Okay, as before, keeping the knees straight, lift the right leg from the hip. Place it closer to your right hand. Just slightly, and so on, and so on. And actually, we're going to keep going. You may have to come up on your fingers a little bit. Going to come into forward fold here. Once your feet get close to your hands, go ahead and put your hands on your ankles. If that's too much, you can use blocks. Trying to keep your spine lengthened and straight. It doesn't necessarily, it's not that it's parallel to the floor. You're still in the forward fold, but you just may need a little help with the stretch. While you're here, bend one knee and then the other.
And you could just be holding your ankles. When you become a Reiki practitioner or a healer, and you've done it for a long time, you actually have a lot of power to send healing energy wherever you want. So it could be to anyone listening to the recording or here live in the class. Doesn't matter the distance. Now place both hands on your shins. And now the focus is to straighten the back so that it's parallel to the ground and you're in a right angle, pretty close to a right angle at your hips from your upper body to your lower body. And look up. So, yeah, you can see me. So I'm just looking up and ahead of me. Take that to mean look into the future. What is down the road? Where are you headed? And slowly lower back down. Now bend both knees a little bit and begin to uncurl your whole body so you come up slowly into a standing position. And your blocks, keep them nearby, they may come in handy. So turn the length of, or turn sideways on your mat. Plant your left foot toward the left side of your mat. And now step wide so that your right foot goes toward the right side. And you can have your feet splayed outward just a little bit, turned outward a little bit. And now begin to come down into that forward fold again. Place your hands on the floor or the mat. And sway your hips side to side. Keep your knees straight. Legs are straight. You're just kind of swaying and rocking your hips side to side. Now begin to bend your right leg even more and move your body toward the right. So you come over that knee. And now left. You could bring your hands with you. So going side to side. Start to go down a little lower each time, so it's a good one-legged squat. You can move your hands wherever that works for you. Okay, so now with your hands under your shoulders, touching the floor or the blocks. Begin to heel toe your feet closer together, ending up with your heels touching. Okay, so heels touching, and then we're going to come up with the heels touching. So you may have to move your feet a little closer. So as your heels touch, you're really on the balls of your feet. And as you exhale, lower your body down into the frog squat. Your knees go wide. Try to get your heels still touching. And let's do 26 of these frog squats. So as you come up, you inhale, and as you go down, you exhale. And your hands continue to touch the floor. And end in a forward fold. Place your hands back towards your ankles or on your ankles. Now hands back on the floor in front of you. And widen your stance, heel toe, outward again. Okay, and so now you could help yourself, like knees are bent a little bit. You can place your hands just above your knees, coming up, and it's going to be like, it'll be kind of like that. And we're going to do that, side to side again, but we're actually going to put our hands behind us like a skater, whatever those Olympic skaters are. So you're really sliding your torso side to side. And your feet, mine keep wanting to inch facing forward more. So if they were really out, bring them to face forward. And just like sliding side to side. Breathing. And now hands back down. Heel toe your feet closer together. And come down to seated. And just take a moment's rest here. You really want to give that energy a chance to integrate and release. Go ahead and lie down. Bend your knees, feet flat, about hip width. On the next exhale, raise your hips up. Slide your hands underneath, maybe clasp your hands together, but then get your body out of the way of your arms so that your arms can come more underneath. So that may take a little rocking side to side with your upper body. And then press up even more with your hips as you press your arms and your feet into the mat. Squeeze the buttocks muscles, the thighs, the hamstrings. Lift the chest. Release the arms, slowly lower the spine one vertebrae at a time from top to bottom. If you have stiff muscles or pain anywhere, there's at least a part of it, and I venture to say a big part of it, that is energetic and related to emotions. Bend your knees, bring them toward your chest. Let them drop, let your knees drop to the sides. Reach through with your hands, grab your feet on the inside or the outside of your feet. Now raise your lower legs to allow the soles of the feet to face the ceiling. Pull your feet toward you so your knees come down even closer to the floor. Let yourself roll to the right a little bit and straighten the right leg. Let it drop toward the floor. Straighten that leg. Bend that leg again, bring it back towards center. Do the same with the other side. Straighten the left leg. Let it drop down toward the floor. Keep holding both feet. Bring it back to center. And maybe, still holding the feet, you can straighten both legs. Maybe not. You could hold at your ankles if that would work better for you. But do your best to straighten both legs, pushing the heels toward the ceiling. Lower or bend both knees, lower the feet down, place them on the mat, and then stretch out your legs, extend your legs out to the width of the mat. But it's not quite the right music for right now. So we're just going to take a moment to rest in Shavasana. Arms are at your sides, palms facing up, feet allowed to move outward. Maybe you want to readjust your spine a little bit, so you could just press into your forearms and your elbows, lift your spine, wiggle it around a little bit, and again from top to bottom, set it down. We don't want a big arch in the spine right now. we want to bring the lower back toward the mat as well, just through your intention and a slight movement. Actually, if your lower back is an issue, the other thing you can do is raise your hips up and tilt the pelvis so that you can lower your lower back down, flat on the floor, and then rest and relax. Straighten your legs out again. Welcome any emotions or feelings that come up in your body, not just now, but anytime they come up. Welcome them. Counterproductive to shove them back down. They're actually ready to be released when they come up. Not in an explosive way, in a curious, if you approach it with a curiousness, like, what is this coming up right now? And you can get so into your curiousness of what it feels like, where you feel it in your body, what's happening, that you don't even have to say anything to the outer world. And that avoids the explosion or the internal implosion that can often be associated with powerful low vibration emotions. And just as a cloud passing by changes with each millisecond, so do the emotions if they're allowed to come up. They'll change, they may soften, they may break apart. And now interlace your hands, your fingers, and stretch your arms above your head on the floor. Feel that stretch to the rib cage, all the way to the hips. Bring your feet together and either point or flex your toes and stretch your lower body toward the opposite side that your upper body is stretching. Breathe. Maintain the stretch. Take a deep inhale. Hold the breath. Stretch more. Squeeze everything. Exhale the breath. Bring your arms back down to your sides. Bend your knees, feet flat. Shift your hips over to the left of your mat and then allow your knees to roll to the right. And then place your left hand on the floor and help push yourself up. Doesn't matter if you turn to the right or the left. And come up into our final easy pose posture. Take a breath. Release whatever is ready to be released. We don't get to control what's ready to be released, but trust me, something is always ready to be released.
and it's in perfect order. Hands together at your heart center, tuck the chin, inhale, lengthen the spine. A longer exhale as you bow your head down to your hands. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get more videos. They're all different. There's a theme. There is some repetition, but never exactly the same class, that's for sure. So thank you so much for being here live as well.